And right now we got a full house in the studio. Not only do you have me, Ricky Bowe, and Silvana Kelleher behind the glass, you got Johnny Marks to my right, and straight across the way, Andrew Salchunas and our Birds insider, Andrew DeCecco. What's going on, everybody?
Oh, my headphones just blew out. You're yelling at me.
Hello.
He is being kind of loud. You know what? He was all bitter. He was all bitter a couple minutes ago, yelling at me outside.
Yeah, yelling at you.
I mean, we've been here for 6 hours already in our show.
You sound pretty
Longer
awake,
than that.
Huh?
You guys, what time did you get here this morning?
8 o'clock.
Yeah, we were here before 8.
Yeah.
And we're going to be here
6
till
hours.
after 6 while all you guys are rested at home. But we got a big show planned, all right? Let me just break it all down for everyone. We're going to play a lot of games throughout the show. Coming up, we're going to have something we call This or That. We're going to do a thing we call Philly Therapy, where we're going to throw out a topic, and you're going to give me one word. And then we're going to tell you what that means about your sports mental health. We got a special game coming up with John Kincaid a little bit later. We're giving away Sixers tickets today, Flyers tickets today, Union playoff tickets today. Two pairs.
Yeah.
2 pairs because the midday show forgot to give them out.
Oh, nice.
So we're giving away
Ray?
2 pairs. Ray's not here. You don't have Ray.
By the way, Ray just pulled an abracadabra. Boom, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he did.
He's had a long day, too.
But here's how I want to start this show, because we got Johnny Marks in here. We got Andrew Salchunas, who is a known Sixers lover.
Yes.
We got our man Andrew DeCecco. Something that happened about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer. Dave Dombrowski came out at his end-of-the-season press conference, and how dare he question Bryce Harper? And then trade rumors started, and then one Johnny Marks on a Saturday afternoon after getting his oil changed. He had to come to Bryce Harper's defense. Listen to John Marks.
Where's the loyalty to Bryce Harper? You want to trade Bryce Harper? Bryce Harper has done nothing but been the perfect superstar since he was signed here. Who has entered Philadelphia with that big of a name and has performed like Bryce Harper, that has endeared himself to the sports culture and the city, everything he's done? And if you want to trade Bryce Harper, where's the loyalty?
Where's the loyalty to Bryce Harper? So the question I want to throw out to the room, okay? You're coming to Bryce Harper's defense, and this is something I asked on our show about a week and a half ago. Why do we treat Bryce Harper so differently than the way we treat Joel Embiid? Tell me the difference between Bryce Harper and Joel Embiid, that when Bryce Harper gets questioned, Johnny Marks has to do a Saturday afternoon video, where's the loyalty? Joel Embiid gets questioned and he gets piled on. What's the difference?
I'll tell you right now. He picked us. And that's what it is for a lot of people. That Bryce. No, I'm not saying for me. You know me. I am Joel Embiid. I'm Joel Embiid. I'm like the last defender of Joel Embiid. I'm the last guy on the Titanic. I got the freaking violins trying to stay on the ship before I go down and sink. But Bryce Harper picked the Philadelphia Philly fan base. And the fact that he has pandered to the Phillies fans with the damn Fanatic tattoo and everything. And there are people that love that kind of stuff. So that's why, to me, Bill, the Phillies fans or Philadelphia sports fans will stand by Bryce Harper's side because he picked us and he took us out from a very dark time. Not that Joel Embiid didn't do out the process.
I mean, I'll shut this down as soon as I talk, so I'll let Andrew talk about it before I shut the whole conversation down.
Yeah, I think some of it has to do with what Andrew said. He picked the Phillies, but a lot of it is the timely pandering and things like that. He has, I don't want to say it's a perception because we've seen it. He plays, a million miles an hour, and I think that resonates to a lot of fans. But I don't know how you can look past what Joel Embiid has done in his career, playing with a broken orbital bone, Bell's palsy. He didn't bail on the process. He could have asked for a trade at any point. I think he, did a nice job in trying to help bring the Sixers somewhat back to relevance, and he doesn't get nearly the same grace, and that never really resonated with me.
Man, congratulations, guys.
What?
Congratulations.
Well, what do you got for us?
That was the dumbest minute of radio that I've ever heard.
Oh, come on,
How
man.
about you turn the mic first?
So
Yeah, how about you dazzle us with brilliance there, pal?
The other way. There you go. There you go.
Did you figure it out?
So
You ever do this before, John?
well, not at the seat.
He knows how to handle the mic, though. You notice he was turning it well, playing it. He had the whole thing worked out.
So Ricky, I'll look at you since these three have already annoyed me. There's a difference between pandering and embracing. And what Bryce Harper has done is embrace the sports culture of Philadelphia. That's what he does. And this is
but he's also embraced the fan base in a sense that it's a little bit over the top.
Okay, like I'm not going to tell you the Fanatic cleats and everything else.
Yeah, it's a little much. No, I think the worst part was going up to New York and wearing their colors and getting swept.
I agree with you, Ricky.
So what he should do is say F Philadelphia. I'm not going to root for the teams or whatever.
No.
So he's embraced the city. God forbid he's embraced.
Can I stop you there? No, wait, hold on.
Do you really believe that all these players are actually like Eagles fans and Flyers fans and Sixers fans outside of being a Philadelphia Philly?
I'll say this about like Joel Embiid has embraced the sports culture of the city as well.
Correct. That's what I was going to say.
And I love it. I am not a Joel Embiid hater. I'm not. But let's talk about Joel Embiid before we talk about Bryce Harper, because Bryce Harper has been to a World Series. He's had signature moments in the playoffs, and then the last couple years he sucked in the playoffs. He sucked. The bottom line is that he hasn't delivered the last 2 full seasons in the playoffs, and that's going to live with him unless he turns that around.
Right.
So every year that he gets removed from the World Series and hitting the big home run and everything else, more people are going to say, man, Bryce, you got to show up. We need more moments out of you. But let's talk about Joel Embiid for a second. Remember the fat Joel Embiid that would show up to road trips late on the plane with bags full of Shake Shack?
Yes.
Not prepared, not taking his job professionally. Remember the Joel Embiid last year that Tyrese Maxey had to call out at a team meeting that he was, quote, late to everything? Yep. And his teammates on the record talked about it. He didn't say it wasn't true that Joel Embiid is late to everything. How about Joel Embiid every single year that they exit the playoffs blames everybody else? Remember him up at the podium talking after they lost to the Miami Heat, talking about we need to get tougher and we need to get PJ Tucker. Oh, so now they signed PJ Tucker, who sucks. There's a different excuse for every year. The lack of success from Joel Embiid isn't because he's not a great player, but all of these things follow Joel Embiid. It took him years to become a professional at this. Years to become a professional at it. So that's why you see the difference in treatment.
And by the way, I see both sides of this. You don't. You're narrow-minded one way. and I will say this much. Yes, Bryce Harper has had his moments. I can't take anything away from Bryce Harper of what he has done for this organization because, and take this for what it's worth, I could care less about this Fanatic thing he pulls off.
Me too.
I don't sit back, and I'm not the rah-rah guy like, oh, Bryce, show me another tattoo.
People love it in this city.
Yes, Andrew's right in that sense. But the other thing is, you know what? I know that game is hard. That is I don't care how good you are at the game, at some point you're going to have your struggles. When you think about it, when he came over here, he had never been injured. Remember, this guy doesn't even bruise. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Nothing breaks on him. He's perfect. Well, guess what? As you get older in the game, things start to ache. Pains start to happen. Bruises do come. So in a sense, I think Bryce has been playing a little beat up the last year and a half.
All right, listen, I think that where we're losing this argument is I am not someone that thinks that Bryce Harper should get ripped unmercifully. I agree with everything you're saying. What he's done for this city, he put this city back on the map. It became a destination again. You look at this Phillies team and the success that they've had over the years. Yes, Bryce Harper started that again. But what I'm saying is why are we so quick to jump on Joel? Now, you just laid out a couple of points about Joel being late and being out of shape. But when you talk about the playoffs and you look at Joel Embiid in the postseason, have there been times where Joel Embiid didn't show up in big moments? Yes. Have there been times where Bryce Harper hasn't shown up in big moments? Yes. But we seem to clutch on to Bedlam at the bank so strong. Look what he did in the NLCS that we forget Joel Embiid on one leg averaged 33 points against the New York Knicks. He didn't have to come back 2 years ago in that series. He did. He was a plus 46 in that series. Did he lose that series? When he's a plus 46? No. They couldn't survive with him on the bench. You look at his career in the postseason. The team's a plus 322 in the postseason with Joel Embiid on the court. He's not the reason that they haven't gotten out of the second round. He's a part of it. He is a part of it, just like Bryce is. But I see a lot of people, not just you, who jump to Harper's defense and pile on Embiid. And I'm saying I think both of them have probably earned a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Both of them have fought through injuries. Both of them have given their all to this city. I don't get why when Joel says last year, I've done too much for this bleeping city, he got ripped. Bryce Harper says it, and we're screaming and yelling, where's the loyalty to Bryce?
He says,
that was Billy Law, by the way.
I've done too much for the city. He said that after his own teammates, and they leaked that story to the media. That story didn't need to come out. That story was leaked to the media.
Well, that was more about Marcus Hayes.
Probably about that was after the Marcus Hayes thing. But, Ricky, you can talk about this better than I can. You were in a clubhouse for a long time. But if your best player isn't on time and is late to everything to where your teammates have to call you out in a meeting, you're not winning anything. You're just not. And that was at the beginning of a season where you signed Paul George. This was supposed to be the year that you won, and the guy showed. You think this just started? You think that his habitual lateness just started? Like, come on, Bill, that's the difference. He's a guy that doesn't take his profession seriously enough. That's why they're not winning. You can't have your best player showing up late to everything. You just can't.
But is that going to be the factor this year? I don't think so. I think if you look, Tyrese Maxey has taken over the lead on this team. I mean, just take a look.
Agree.
You could see his leadership on the court right now.
And that's a good thing. And listen, we could probably do a 4-hour show just on this topic. There's a lot more I want to get into with this, but I think you made some very good points, John Marks.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you made some very good points, Andrew Salchunas.
Hell yeah,
I thought you made excellent points, Andrew DeCecco. Don't you let him talk down to you like that.
I never do.
You stuff him in a locker after this. That's what DeCecco likes to do. All right, so we'll continue. I got a lot more on the table I want to get into coming up next. We got a game called This or That we're going to play, but we just got some breaking news coming out of Dallas. Did you see this massive trade that the Dallas Cowboys have made? And I'm not being sarcastic.
Is this what he was talking about?
It must have been. The Dallas Cowboys, according to Ian Rappaport, have sent a first-round pick and more to the New York Jets for Pro Bowl defensive tackle Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen Williams.
What'd I say, Quinnen?
Oh, God.
I always butcher names.
Go.
Quinnen Williams. He's a stud, that guy. He's the
really
guy.
Good.
He's the dude that there's that video of when he started to talk badly about a quarterback and then realized it. You remember that? And then he stops himself.
Yeah.
But he's a good defensive tackle. You give up a first-round pick for him. Why don't you just pay
So they'll win like 7 games this year.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole Jerry Jones is out of his mind.
Well, he brought a linebacker in from Cincinnati earlier today, and now he gets the defensive tackle. So when Troy Aikman said yesterday they're not only one player away, well, maybe they're 2. Not buying it.